And greetings and salvations, I'm Moonthoph, neverborn, the abyss that slumbers, and you are listening to Redeye Rants, the show that dares to ask the question, what the hell happened in the past 12 months? My God, 2018, it's going to go down as the Chinese year of the dumpster fire. What the hell happened here? But yes, this video will be the year in review, where we go through the past 783 topics that we had discussed on Eldrich Rants. Yes, even though we moved over here, I kind of consider this a continuation. The reason why we moved over here is because, Disney's hunting me down and they'll have me killed if they ever find me. And also, as my partner in crime here, we have Farty Bum Bum Stink. How's it going?
Actually, I do just remember one thing. I was just on a stream with Mad Dodge, and he just found out one interesting little factor of Google Hangouts, which is that the person who is the controller of the screen at the stream, the person who's moderating it and all that, actually has the ability to take over your camera if you are on a PC or a laptop. We did try this with a mobile device, having meaning that I got on with my iPhone and it said, no, we can't do it with mobile devices, which means that this is something that's deliberate. This is something they did on purpose. And the nefarious part about it is for someone like Onision, for example, it makes it awfully fucking easy for people like him to get child porn or, sort of groom young people into a blackmailing kind of a state. So there's an interesting little thing when you get onto someone's stream who's on Google Hangouts. Just be aware the monkey that controls the stream also controls your camera. Have fun with that one.
Yeah, I find it kind of odd that they set it up that way, although I went and double checked it. Yeah, there's a little thing you got to say, I give permission and turn over with Google Hangouts and everything. And even if you've got your camera turned off, the person running the stream can turn it back on. It's really weird. So,
Well, how long have you known that to be a thing for?
about an hour. I went and double checked it after you told me.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
But yeah, apparently Google Hangouts. But understand the Google Hangouts, last I checked, they weren't supporting it anymore. It's kind of abandonware.
Next year,
Next year?
2019.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll find out what happens with it later. Meanwhile, 2018 was the first full year running Rants. So we had, 782 topics to go through. I fiddled it down to about 40. We're going to go and review some of the top choices of the past year. We're not going to really review anything this week because the week pretty much sucked. Anything you wanted to start off in particular or about the year in general? I do have a little rant to myself, but I wanted to know if you wanted to say anything first, Farty.
Well, I survived 2016, so can't really complain.
Alrighty. Well, let's see here. You know what I think?
Make that a T-shirt. I survived 2016.
Speaking of T-shirts, coming into work today, I work in an apartment building, so I got in, and this guy got on with me who had a T-shirt that was black and white, black lettering, white T-shirt, and all it said was, fuck you, you fucking fuck. Big letters right across the whole shirt. And I'm just sitting there watching this guy on his cell phone. I'm like, okay. We go up about 2 floors. This woman with her kids gets on the elevator to ride up with us for a while. And this little girl is staring at his T-shirt. The guy waves at her, and the woman looks at him, waves back and smiles, and then goes back to looking ahead. And I'm just sitting there. This is 2018 in a nutshell. We no longer have anything called shame or any sort of social order. Like wearing a shirt that says, fuck you, you fucking fucks, is just fine to have in front of an 8-year-old child. And nobody cares. Nobody.
No. And I learnt this about 10 years ago in 2009. I was coming through the Bangkok. Yeah, no, it was Bangkok airport. and they actually have a really evil, blasphemy, bloody, um, offensive language kind of a thingy bob, where you have to have the same haircut. You can't throw chewing gum on the floor, kind of a arcade kind of rule. And as I was going through Bangkok airport, I realized the shirt that I was wearing had a fist. And where normally your middle finger would come from was a cigarette, burning cigarette. Underneath that, it said, I smoke, fuck you. And I thought, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. But I didn't. But any case, that's neither here nor there. No, it is normalised now. I mean, after all, you bring me on here for my F words and C words and fire trucks and caroling foulings and stuff like that. Um, yeah, it's a novelty now.
Well, I think it's just where we're all heading in general. There's just, I don't know. Just, you'd think there would be some level of. I hate to be the old guy sitting on the porch going, kids today, but seriously. Have like an ounce of shame or something, but I don't know. Anyway, let's move on here. What?
The whole kids today? No, actually, for someone like me who's brought up in with a Victorian era training kind of thing, the people who brought me up were the World War One, the World War Two vets, and the World War Two guys are in their 90s, and you don't really see them anymore. And now you have the people who I was growing up with when these guys were in their 60s and 70s. Now the 60 and 70-year-olds are like, oh, I can get away with pinching a Sheila on the ass, and oh, I'm an old bloke, so you can't really, actually, no, fucking that shit's not tolerated anymore. And you want to know fucking why? It's because back in the olden days when the World War One and World War Two guys were around, sure, you could tolerate that shit. Now, the people who are their age nowadays, when they used to do this shit, they're the kinds of cunts that fucking, okay, we've got to bring down the voting age to 18. So, you know, you're 18 years old, now you can go off to war. We're the kinds of cunts who fucking, or they're the kinds of cunts who fucking brought in Gough Whitlam, who created the welfare state in Australia, who got rid of conscription, who, you know, made it so that fuckwits who didn't want to work could sit on the dole and things like that. And they're the kinds of cunts who still sit there nowadays go, well, we're in our 60s and 70s and we still think that you should respect us because we are old. No, you're the cunts that fuck this country up. You're the kinds of cunts that deserve the fucking least respect. And you're the kinds of cunts of the reasons why now little children who used to be taught fucking respect your elders don't even get taught that. You're the fuckwits that need fucking 40-kilometer-an-hour zones out the front of fucking schools, even high schools, because the dickhead teachers can't teach kids even how to cross the fucking road properly. You're the fuckwits that created this shit. You deserve the least fucking respect out of everybody else. Go fuck yourselves. Anyway, my rant.
Indeed. The past is always better than the present, the future worst of all. The sun has moved in the sky, and I distrust it entirely. At any rate, let's move on to the recap. It's in no particular order, but I assure you everything we have reviewed at some point in the past year. Starting off with... Come on. Actors dressed as ISIS militants storm shopping mall to promote movie What Could Possibly Go Wrong? Iranian actors dressed as ISIS fighters recently stormed a shopping mall in Tehran in an attempt to promote a new film about a father and son who traveled to Syria to deliver humanitarian supplies but wind up being kidnapped by ISIS. Unfortunately, the performance was a little too good and it chased out a bunch of shoppers to run for their lives. You know, I gotta say, it gives me a little bit of hope to believe that the Iranians can be just as stupid as Florida. So...
Well, here's the thing. We used to have a television show in Australia called The Chasers War on Everything. And one of the characters, Sancho Chalaro, he, like this during the G20 conference in Sydney. And fun little side fact, my mate Charlie, he was rooting at Sheila, who was working at the Intercontinental Hotel in Sydney, and yeah, got some photos of the beast. But anyway, as a funny prank, this is the kind of funny pranks that these kind of cunts do, is that they went to Sydney Airport and asked a bunch of people to be called over the public address system. People like Terry Wrist and Al Qaeda. So, guess what these fuckwits did? They decided to do something I did during the 2000 Olympics and just decided to see how far they would get. So, they got a limousine, and I can't remember whether they had the Canadian flag or something resembling the Canadian flag. But of course, the police just went and flagged them on through, and kept on flagging them through checkpoint after checkpoint after checkpoint until they thought, hang on a minute, this is getting a bit fucking weird. They're letting us go a bit too far. Mind you, there are fucking like snipers on roofs at this point in time. However, these snipers have all watched the Chasers War and everything. They would have seen Santo Chalaro through their scopes and just started pissing themselves laughing as he got out of the car dressed in Arabic garb, a big white dress with a turban over his head, and started walking up to the police and saying, hello, hello, and started dancing around this particular intersection. They did this because they realized, hang on, we've gone way too far here. Something needs to happen. You guys need to notice us, kind of thing. And when the police decided to react to this, two of the other members of the chaser crew got out of the car and walked towards the guy dressed as fucking Osama bin Laden. And the police arrested the two dudes in suits. Couldn't give a fuck about Santo Chalaro in his Arabic garb. He was still dancing around as these two guys in suits are being led away by the police. This guy's just dancing around with no handcuffs on and all this kind of stuff. He's just carrying on as if like, hey, this is just like, court jester fucking la-di-da, look at me. And no one could give a tumpty fuck about the guy dressed as Osama bin Laden, but these coppers are drawing away these guys dressed in suits as if they did something wrong.
Wild.
For fucking fuck's sake. And then when they turn around, they arrest someone for poking holes in people's security. You gotta laugh at them. You really do.
Well, people just get complacent. Anyway, shall we move on? Yeah. Amish man launches Uber-like service with horse and carriage. I checked up on this guy. He's still at it, although he stopped for the winter. But yes, this guy was setting up basically Amish Uber. But I mean, I just thought that was amazing. I just wanted to follow up on him, and I looked, and he's still at it, but he just kind of stopped because it's cold now. So, but you'll probably pick it back up in the spring. So good for Amish man. Amish man, I like Amish man. Oh, do you remember the bully hunters? That was this year. Oh, yeah. The bully hunters. They referred to it as a live event. The biggest scam in like a long time. I don't know if it...
Don't you mean?
Yes, I know. For those who don't know, I made a video of just them breathing heavily on the microphone. Every time they went... And it was 4 minutes. It was almost 4 minutes of them going... Oh my God, it was just, and I'm sorry, but once I heard that, and I'm like going, come on now. There's filters for this. There's filters that'll filter out the, I mean, my God.
No, you see, they wanted to get on Pornhub as like, your was ASMR wank footage.
Ah, yes. Well, the most scripted live event ever where they went down and hunted down a bully online never went anywhere. Nobody ever called them to get a bully, and it's just, I didn't even know how it was supposed to work. Like, how are you supposed to get these people who go online, only female gamers, go down, hunt down bullies and kill them in the game, and then go, you've been killed in the game. Ha. Bully hunters, don't bully. And then
Well,
ran
isn't
off,
it
which is literally bullying. I mean,
Yeah, I know, but isn't it the same way that women think that everything works through positive thinking?
I think it was a money making scam where they wanted people to start donating money to them, and they wanted to, because they're feminists are still trying to milk that feminist money, and the feminist money's all dried up. It's all gone. You know, there was that
You
big
know what
push
they
where if you
should,
were just say I'm a feminist and people throw money at you, and
you know what they
that's
should
gone
have
now.
done is they should have thrown in a ball pit.
5 minutes in the ball pit. I kept this one in just for you, Farty. If it'll load. Oh, the file's link is dead. Oh, well, it was Australian supermarket giant says yes to mass nude photograph. Unfortunately, the link is
Oh
completely
yeah.
dead and I can't find it anymore. But, ah,
No, don't worry, because it's the photo that you do not want to see. It's always, yeah, oh yeah, nudist beach. Yeah, but it's full of the people you don't want to see nude. Oh my god.
well.
Same thing there. Yeah, it's Woolworths. Um, yeah, and it's just chock a block full of people that you do not want to see nude. Simple as that. That's even like it's so bad that even the internet is revolting. No, you do not want to see this. No.
Ah, well.
Yep.
Moving on.
File not found. You don't want to find it. Trust me.
Sad note, this is the last year of Stan Lee, Stan the Man Lee. Bill Mayer and everybody on late night dissed the hell out of this guy. This year was not good for him. At the start, he got accused of sexual harassment by saying rude things to his nurses, which basically was all bullshit.
And
And
his asshole fucking family decided to try and get their inheritance a bit too quick.
and so they eviscerated his reputation, and then they destroyed all of his comics because basically the comics industry is totally devastated on the Marvel side. DC is kind of limping along. They've got a couple of hits and misses there, but this has been a bad year for comics in general. Unless, of course, you're like some feminist comic book, then you'll get pushed into like stores somehow. Oh, we had more comic book shops close down and cease operation this year than ever before. It has been like a plague upon the comic industry. If there's like a comic shop out there, it died. So this has just been a bad year for comics in general. Not that I care much. Like I've stopped watching like 2 years ago, even trying to follow anything because, well, I'm sorry to say that the system has been overrun by social justice warriors and it's awful. It's just I just can't care anymore.
All I gotta say about Stanley's fuckwit fucking impatient, faggot, fuckhead, fucking moron family is that, and I don't care if you hear this and you can fucking try to fucking sue me, come out to Australia and deal with the drop bears and the bunyips before you get anywhere near me. Fuckheads. Like, you dumb fucking assholes. Your grandfather was bank. The longer he lived, he was worth more. But no, you dickheads decided you wanted to try and fucking buck the system and try and fucking get your shit early because God knows what. You thought the 93-year-old was going to live to 193. You fucking stupid country bumpkin fight 10-toed fucking idiot fucks. Fucking, you should have just left the bloke alone. Let him fucking earn you your shit ton of money and then when he finally fucking died, shut the fuck up, get your inheritance, and then be that. Just because you lot were fucking all assholes about it before he fucking died, you cunts can go get fucked. I hope you all have misfortune in the future. Suck a dick.
Well, it's the whole industry just turned into a bunch of piranhas and is collapsing in on itself. And I'm not surprised that his family decided to go after his fortune early. I mean, it's the whole thing's just fallen apart. So, but I thought it happened this year.
At least 2 more years, the Stanley shit's going to be worth a heap of ton of stuff, at least.
Anyway, moving on to other topics, we had the cavalcade of banality that was the Kavanaugh nomination. We had such great gems as this one where it says it doesn't matter if he's guilty or innocent, he should nominate someone else. I mean, look at this cross-eyed freak, Cory Booker. Dear God, he needs to be... The whole Kavanaugh thing was just a nightmare. And I think it brought into a lot of people's minds exactly how effed up our system is.
Governor.
Governor. I mean, this guy, you know what? And I'm glad he got finally nominated. I'm glad. And I keep saying this, even though apparently he's not going to do it. The first thing he should have said, the first sitting on the bench was, bring me the head of Roe versus Wade. Because they deserve payback. I'm not for or against it, but damn it, he should bloody some skulls here with that gavel of his. That was just, yes, I'm making a sexual allegation against you from 35 years ago. Where were you on some day in one of those years back when you were 14 to 19? You don't know where you were, guilty. People were sending death threats to his wife, saying they wanted to rape his children in front of him so that he knew what it felt like. What the fuck?
Well, that's a stupid idea. I mean, you're going to do that to a judge. That's the worst.
Oh, he wasn't a judge at the time, but oh my God, it's just how the left is. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're a leftist, you're a freak for the most part. Everybody who I know who claims to be a leftist, when you actually listen to them, they're centrists. But otherwise, they're freaks. And I got to take this call. Hold on a sec. Babble a bit.
In the meantime, that's, wow.
Sorry, that was just a confirm call.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm probably going to be away for a little week or two during the New Year's break, because it's usually when the drop bears
Gotta take some time off.
Yeah, gotta hide from them. That's the one thing.
Any rate, moving on. Boy Scouts make another change. This has been a bad year for the Boy Scouts. I believe they're partially filing bankruptcy. Their big founder, the Mormons pulled out. They've dropped their name from Boy Scouts to Scouts. They said, yeah, sure, gays are fine here, which I don't really have a problem with, but that caused a lot of people to stop donating money. And of course, yeah, and this is the part where I love, they start saying that the Scoutmasters have to bring condoms to Scout jamborees.
That's concerning.
Yes, Jesus fucking Christ, there isn't... There's no words for the rage that I feel at this stupidity. No wonder they're imploding. The Scouts is dying. I think they're considering bankruptcy this year. I mean, it's just...
You see, with the Scouts, the LGBT part of it, okay? It's when the plus part of it starts saying that, well, we need to bring trans to the Scout meeting. Excuse me, and you can't say that you're not trying to promote it out. Are you fucking... That just does not look right. Oh, but it's a lovely for the man. No. Not the Boy Scouts. It's Nambler.
I'm a Nambling man. I'm a nambling man. By the way, you're roboting a little bit there. At any rate, moving.
I am sorry.
There you go. You're back. Moving on. This one I loved. Chelsea Handler working on funny Netflix series about white privilege. Back in August. By the way, she got canceled. So, I think that this is kind of telling. Even though I call this the Chinese year, the dumpster fire, I think that this is a turning point where people are just finally getting sick and tired of all of this PC crap. Like, it's really starting to get to the point where rank and file normies are giving a shit, which is why I think all of these franchises are dying. You know, and I got a theory for the end there too. Well, actually, I'll share it now in case we have problems. Do you know that we reached the point of inversion, which means there are more bots on the internet than humans? So all those algorithms that determine what people like by watching their viewing habits, they're now creating content for bots instead of human beings because the algorithms think the bots are the humans and the humans are the bots.
I don't know, but Chelsea Handler sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah, probably is something involving the anus, I'm pretty sure.
It sounds like someone from Chelsea likes to handle some things.
At any rate, but I think that's kind of, I think the inversion's probably been going on for a while, and I think the bots have just been picking up on, well, the algorithm picking up on the bots, and they're the ones who are amplifying all this PC crap. Any human being can see that nobody likes it, but computers aren't human, and they look at all the bots. The bots love political correctness. Make more political correctness TV shows. I have
That's only half the Chinese bots, though. I mean, the Russian bots, hackers.
Oh yeah, the Russian bots, including that robot that's actually a guy wearing a robot suit. Predictions that didn't happen, however. Chinese city to launch artificial moon bright enough to replace streetlights never materialized. We never got our Chinese moon. We were supposed to get a giant moon, but you know, but you know, maybe it's 2020 or something. But you know,
well, we've had an Australian moon. His name's Lieutenant Lancaster. He was up one end of the road one night, and we're on a night tactical exercise, and I was seeing two fucking silhouettes, and I'm like, hang on, who the hell is that? Oh no, that's fucking Sergeant Pollard and Lieutenant Lancaster. How do you know that? And then one of the figures basically folded in half, and you could see this big bright thing where he was. Like, yep, that's Lancaster chucking a brown eye. Yep, so, like, we've already got an Australian moon.
I just like this. I that's so stupid.
I don't know how he saw us. I mean, like we're in the darkness. This is like a really dark night. We could still see the fucking moon glinting off his ass.
I hope the Chinese put it up in the sky. I want to see that because it's just going to make the global warmist freak out even more. Like, we're reflecting more sunlight onto the earth. I mean, that's going to be great. Oh, but I want to see the Chinese moon. I do, but we're still waiting on it. Hasn't happened yet. It's like, what is it? The guy who made the Tesla wants to build that underground pneumatic tunnel system for California.
Yeah, I just want to know one thing about a Chinese moon. Is that got a slantier eye than that eye, or is that?
It's sideways, but that's the rumor. It's always sideways.
No, it's vertical. It's a vertical slant eye.
At any rate, Christian missionary killed by reclusive tribe after going to the remote islands to declare Jesus. This one's back in November. It seems all the really, really great ones happen later in the...
No,
they chased him off. He goes back, and then they kill and eat him.
You died.
Jesus did not save this guy. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? How's the volume, by the way? Still. Yeah, this guy was an idiot. God, you know, it's like that old joke where the leg's going, the boat guy comes by the boat, I'll save you. No, God will save me. You know, and then another boat comes by, God will save me. You know, okay, the helicopter comes by and he goes, nope, I don't need a ride. God will save me. And then he dies and goes up to heaven and goes, God, why didn't you save me? He said, what are you talking about? I sent you 2 boats in a helicopter. But yeah, this guy, but he got hit by an arrow, and they found the body dragged into the island. So
the version I heard was a horse, a boat, and a helicopter.
I'm just shortening it up here.
You know, like that fucking idiot. Like, oh Jesus will save me. No, he fucking didn't. Enough said.
Oh yeah. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna try and adjust Freddy's volume a little bit. Okay, hopefully that'll help. Anyway, moving on to the next order. Back to Florida Man. We had to have a Florida Man because Florida Man has given us so much entertainment this year.
Yay.
But I want to go with what I think epitomizes Florida Man. Florida Man chugged a can of beer during DUI stop. That is Florida Man right there. He's sitting there. Cops are pulling over on suspicion of drunk driving, and he says, "Hold on one sec, gotta finish my beer."
Actually, there is some sanity with that. I mean, like, if you get pulled over and you haven't had a beer in the last, 20 minutes or so, then you gotta wait. But if you pull over and then you drink a beer straight away, and, well, that just fucks up the test. Because it's got to be a breath alcohol analysis. It can't be like a mouth alcohol analysis. So if you've just drunk a beer, you're going to have a shit ton of alcohol coming out of your mouth. Yeah, you see where I'm getting.
Oh, yeah, it might completely screw up the test. It's like, so according to this, your blood alcohol content is 8. No, not 0.8, 8. You legally are Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I just had a beer. What are you going to do about it? Like, I've actually been to an instance where, like, some dude's driven into a house, and fucking when we rocked up, the first thing the guy did was open a bottle of scotch and just had a big old drink. Like, yeah, prove I was drunk when I did this.
Well, I know I'm going to need a drink after this one. Year in review, Doctor Who has been the premier dumpster fire. But the part that kills me is the defense of Doctor Who. I mean, bad season I can get, but like this, Doctor Who Backlash shows why it's time to bin the phrase politically correct. That's right. If we can't fix the show, we need to censor all language and stop people from using words that might reflect poorly on something.
So it wasn't the fact that they went and made the Doctor a female.
It's because she was a horrible actress and the writer is shit.
No, hang on. No. It wasn't because they made the actor, the Doctor, a female against all the wisdom of all of the fans, and then decided to call them toxic as fuck. Oh, you don't like it because it's a female. You're all fuckwits. Oh, hang on. Who else did that?
All of them.
Oh, hang on.
Every franchise.
The House of Duckow. I mean, Mauschwitz. I mean, the House of Mouse. Well, okay. Personally,
oh well, we'll get to those franchises in a bit, but let's stick with Doctor Who here. For Doctor Who, just for the record, by the way, the Melissa Gomez, the woman who played Missy, who was the female version of the Master, I loved her. I thought what would be amazing is if the Doctor regenerated into that actress, because then it would be the Doctor with the Master's face. And you could have a season where the Doctor's running around, people mistaking the Doctor for the Master, and then bad guys mistaking the Doctor for the Master and being friends with him. I mean, you could have done a lot with that, and that actress was good. She had the ability to act all sweet and nice and Mary Poppins, and then she could turn around and give you a 1,000-yard stare that said, I've been around for 10,000 years. I've murdered more people than exist right now in time. You back down. I mean, she had the death stare. The current doctor does not. Every doctor has had the death stare. They've all had that ability to just stop and stare at you and go, I am thousands of years old and you are fucked. And you went, crap. But
no. See, like that's another thing I don't get about this. Oh, a woman has to be the fucking, because the last time I watched fucking Doctor Who, there was this chick and she had this concoction that she made called Nitro 9, and it was like basically a copper bomb, a fucking pipe bomb. And that was mainly the way that they used to get out of basically every trouble they got into. Like, she'd just chuck a couple of canisters of Nitro 9 against it, and then, hey, everything was fixed. And it wasn't that the female sidekick was completely fucking useless. She wasn't the doctor save me every fucking minute. Most of the time, I remember it was the female sidekick was like I just happen to know this thing, and yep, go for it.
Ace! I remember Ace. Ace was great. She carried around a baseball. She beat up a Dalek with a supercharged baseball bat. That was freaking cool.
Yeah. But then again, like the last time I actually watched fucking Doctor Who properly was back when Tom Baker was the Doctor. And the only thing I can really remember from that was there was this one thing where they had like a Triffids type deal thing, and the Brigadier, like there's the Doctor and the Brigadier, and fucking he called in an airstrike, and I remember this because on the plane coming in was a British Navy F4 Phantom. The thing that actually dropped the bomb was a British Air Force Buccaneer, and the thing that flew away was a British Air Force Harrier. So there were 3 planes in the one fucking scene dropping a bomb.
It's a secret polymorphing plane.
Yeah, it was just like,
the budget was so low back then. It was so low.
You had to suspend disbelief back in those days because the BBC just used stock footage, and Any case, and no one gave a shit back in those days, but now there's a female, and it's such a big no.
Well, nobody cared because the writing was good. Day. When you've got no budget, you must have good writing to compensate. When you've got all the budget in the world, you can be totally incompetent in the writing, and they think that compensates. No, it doesn't. But anyway,
gave a shit about what plane dropped the fucking bomb. There was an airstrike on the Triffids. That's all we cared about. Fucking now we've got to be this. Females and feelings and fucking no, you bullshit agenda. Fuck off.
Well, want to get this in real quick here. Moving on from Doctor Who. Super Blood Moon Apocalypse Bible prophecy predicts end of world just days away. Well, guess what? Didn't end. Just thought we'd let everybody know. World's still here. And I agree with you, Jacob. Women are winding up being the scapegoat for a lot of for a lot of problems. And that's really what they're doing. They're scapegoating women. It's a terrible thing that they're doing to women. Saying, "Oh, you're the one who drove all the fans away." No, they didn't. It was your horrible writing and the terrible acting.
Yeah, well, it's when women decide to weaponize a scapegoating.
Well, moving on.
That's when they can fuck off and die. But this whole moon thing, actually, counterpoint to Dodger's stream earlier, the conspiracy was that since they turned on the Large Hadron Collider, people went apeshit and stupid and moon batty and all this kind of stuff. No. It was the moon. This was the moon. It was the moon.
It was the moon. At any rate, Lucasfilm fakes thousands of reviews for Star Wars Resistance on Rotten Tomatoes. This is where we're coming up on the Star Wars discussion. Star Wars was technically in 2017, but the fallout from it was really in 2018. It's a dumpster fire. It was just terrible. The entire channels have reached 100,000 viewers on reviewing Mahler. My God, the man made so much.
Shut shit down right now, or it'll be here forever.
Oh yeah. I mean, but just want to review it. It sucked. Moving on.
Yep, move on. That is the thing that shall not be named of the whatsy that shall not be referred to.
At any rate, feminist journal accepts hoax anti-male rewrite of Mein Kampf. Basically, some professors rewrote Mein Kampf just to make it anti-male. And of course, because the original was in German, these feminists have never read it, put it in English and sent it in, and they published it.
One of the best memes I've seen in the last week or so is a kid unwrapping his Christmas present. And he's got a picture, he's got a book of like Mein Kampf, and the caption underneath says, "When your grandparents learn their grandson is into Minecraft."
Oh, God almighty. Oh, that's awful. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, that was terrible. We got Florida Man again.
All right.
I wonder how Florida Man drank that beer when he has no arms. Florida Man with no arms charged with stabbing man with scissors. A 46-year-old homeless man with no arms was arrested in Miami Beach, Florida for stabbing another man with a pair of scissors using his feet.
Well,
do not fuck with Florida Man.
They couldn't possibly charge him with being armed now, can they?
No, I mean, you can't charge him with being armed. My God. I love this story. This is the greatest story ever. Where, like... and the other guy was running away, and he managed to get him. It's just awesome.
A man with no arms still shoots somebody. Is he still armed?
Apparently not. Oh my God! Florida Man, you're the one of the few bright points this year. However, this was also the year of Me Too, with a lot of fallout about that. And one of them was Ninja, who's very much into Fortnite, said he will not play with female gamers. Why? Because he's married and he doesn't want people to start rumors. And everybody freaked out when, I can't, hey, Sir Blumpkin, we're just doing the year in review. We're going back through picking a few select choices of the past 782 articles that we reviewed, and just doing a summary of the year here. So one of the fallouts of the Me Too movement was a lot of men said, nope, I'm going to do what Pence does. I'm not going to be seen with a woman in public unless my wife is there. And it's been happening a lot now.
Actually, we did miss this one. There was a Fortnite gamer who made the news because apparently he beat up his girlfriend. Now, if you actually look at the footage of this guy, I can't remember what his fucking name was, but they're having a massive cry that, like, oh, he's on his computer all day. He's only playing this game out 8 hours a day. And, oh, well, yes, he gets paid for it. That's kind of the job. He's working 8 hours a day to do this game and gets paid whilst he's there. Anyway, so there was a funny little fallout from that. There was the AM radio, John Laws in Australia, who's as old as fucking Methuselah's left testicle. And he's like, well, we don't get this Fortnite game, and if anyone can call in and tell us about it, please do. And then this one dickhead that I heard calls in, he's like, oh, my 4-year-old son plays this Fortnite game, and then here's what it's all about. You play this game and you're a fictitious character. You're a fictitious character. Fictional, asshole. Fictional. You get points by killing people, and then you get more points by making traps and killing, and that's all you do. You make points by killing people and making traps and killing people. Like, fuck off, asshole. You don't even know the fuck it. Anyway.
Which begs the question, are traps gay?
But this fucking is an Australian gamer. Can't remember his name. But basically, she started having a cry about him sitting on the computer all day, being at work. Now, coming from someone who's been in the emergency services, I've actually come across something similar where you've had your spouse going on about how they don't like it that you're in a dangerous job, even though that's pretty much the thing that attracted them to you in the first place. Oh, he's a man in uniform, and oh, he's a hard cunt that goes up against Mother Nature, and and then when you actually fucking realise that no, I might not come home tonight. Oh no, I don't want you to do that job anymore. Stupid fucks. Anyway, it's mainly why I don't have a spouse. But anyway, so this bimbo that this fuckwit was going out with didn't like the fact that his job entailed him sitting in front of a computer screen all day and started having a sook while he was on the stream. Now, everybody seems to think that, like, oh, he shouldn't have hit this bitch, but, like, just before he started hitting this bitch, he did this kind of a retort on camera. If you watch the footage, he retorted as if she was taking a swing at him, and then he got off the fucking chair, and then, okay, so he took a swing at her and maybe hit her a few times and all this kind of stuff. But she's the dumb bitch that was also complaining about how he puts food on the table. Let's not forget that little aspect of it. She was basically sitting there going, get off the computer, dinner's ready, get off the computer, stop your work, stop earning us money, get off the fucking, because I want to control you now. You get off of what you're doing and then do as I say, regardless of how you get paid. And if you don't, you didn't like that. Fucking, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. No. We've got to look at this the way it actually is. He didn't just jump out of the seat and belt her for no fucking reason whatsoever. There was a lot that carried on before that, and there was a lot that carried on afterwards, but he was the one that got in the shit for it, boys and girls. Let's look at it that way.
One sec. Sir Bumpkin says women need the occasional slap, and I want to correct it too. Everyone probably needs the occasional slap. Okay. Everyone.
We used to have this thing in Australia where you used to be able to get smacked for being stupid. Like, no shit. You used to be able to get up and fucking slap a cunt for being stupid. Like, no shit. Now you can't even do that. And guess what? Every fucking dumb cunt on the planet is carrying on like a fucking even bigger dumb cunt. And then the minute you turn around and say, oh, no, fucking stop doing that. Oh, what are you going to do? Like, they'll fucking slap the stupid out of you. Oh, no, you can't even do that. That's the reason why I got arrested for fucking telling some cunt to fuck off last year.
Well, we've got something stupid coming up. If I can get it to load, one sec.
No, seriously, like, a lot of stupid shit never used to happen, especially when the person at the receiving end of the stupidity...
No, what you're talking about is the missing shame. There used to be shame in society. You used to be able to shame people, and then people wouldn't do stupid things because they were ashamed. Like I said at the beginning, there's that guy with the T-shirt that says, fuck you, you fucking fuck. And he's like hitting on some woman and her daughter with this T-shirt. It's like there is no shame anymore. Because there's no shame, people do stupid things. When people got ashamed, when people were embarrassed, they didn't do stupid things. You know, that's really the big difference. But anyway.
No, well, that is the same out here. Like, you know, if, say, for instance, I was a manager in a company and I just went, well, the driver's going to do things arse end backwards because I told them to do it. And then the drivers would go, smack, stop being a fuckwit, do it the way we tell you to do. Oh, why is that? Because it's the way it should go. Oh, I see what you mean. Now, you can't even do that. You can't even threaten. Look, you're being a fuckwit, stop it, or I'll slap the fucking stupidity out of you. Oh, but you threatened me, so...
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so now the stupidity has to happen, and now we've got to go through all the bullshit and say, right, Can you see how hard this was? Now you're a fucking idiot. Oh, sorry, we can't even call you a fucking idiot because you're a fucking idiot and you're going to have a cry because you're a fucking idiot. Oh, do beg my pardon. You are a complete dumb cunt.
You're
sorry,
jumping
we can't
ahead.
call
You're
you a
jumping
dumb
ahead,
cunt
man.
either.
You're jumping ahead. We'll get to that one in a bit. That one's a little bit later.
Jesus,
but
I didn't think this was so epidemic.
Oh no, you're jumping ahead. Anyway, gold spills on Russian runway after plane door glitches open. Yeah, they were just taking off and out of Moscow when suddenly the back door opened and about 3 tons of gold just fell out onto the highway. They recovered it all.
Yuri.
Though. Yeah.
Yuri, this is how you close the door. Don't worry if it pops open again. My brother Boris will be down on the runway to pick up the mess. Don't worry.
Yeah. When we took off, we had 9.3 tons of gold.
And when we land, we have 0.1 tons of gold. It's okay. Don't worry, Yuri. My brother Boris will fix it up. It's okay. Don't worry.
Sorry about that.
That's serious.
But yeah, I think that it probably was 10 tons of gold and 0.7 tons of the gold disappeared. But that's just me. Because it's Russia. You got to fund those Russian bots somehow.
Well, you see, it might be 10 tons of gold, but only 1 ton was... But you're thinking the difference between American pounds and British kilos.
Well. And this one, we love this one. This was at the start of the year, March. It's been a long time since the burning giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. But yeah, giant animatronic T-Rex burst into flames. We just liked it, and then we made it that start screen. T-Rex was, I believe, the name. We never did get around to making that T-shirt.
Yeah, we gotta keep that. We gotta make the T-shirt.
We do. We gotta get around to making the T-shirt for the T-Rex.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you have that picture and you just go, global warming is real.
Global warming took out the dinosaurs.
See, actual picture of global warming killing the dinosaurs and see how many dumb cunts actually take it as real. Because you know that there was actually a thing where Steven Spielberg was actually sitting in front of like a animatronic triceratops or something like that. And like that actually became a meme. And stupid fuckwits actually thought that it was like a fucking rhino. And like, oh my god, Steven Spielberg killed a rhino. What a dirty, rotten son of a... It's a triceratops, you fucking idiot.
Well, you haven't heard Idiot yet. Welcome to West Coast. Back in June, hilarious hot dog water turns heads at Vancouver Food Festival. Visitors at this past weekend's Car Free Day Festival, of course it has to be car free, had a chance to handle the health food product unfiltered hot dog water. $38 a bottle for a bottle with a hot dog in it. It's keto compatible, gluten free, rich in sodium and electrolytes, and bottled in sleek glass for your recycling pleasure. What? I can't believe people bought it. And every bottle comes with an actual hot dog.
Could you buy a chocolate starfish with it?
No, but it apparently outsold asparagus water.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit fans would understand that little analogy. And if you don't, chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Probably. At any rate, we're moving on to Frankensteinian levels of weird. Lab-grown mini kidneys go rogue, sprout brain and muscle cells. They were trying to grow kidneys and it accidentally grew a brain along with it. So you're going to have it's like going to be a horror movie on the Sci-Fi Channel. Brain kidneys coming for you.
All I can think of is that episode of South Park where they cloned a dick and it got loose.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
And there's like a dick just flopping around the bottom of the screen.
I remember that one. Oh, that was a classic.
It could be worse. It could be way worse. They could have cloned a spleen and all of it just sit there and just like.
Speaking of penises. Man, this file's long.
Oh, shit.
Man ignores skin cancer signs. Penis falls off and he dies.
Holy Jesus.
A man from India reportedly had his penis fall off after he ignored signs of cancer and then died days later. I'm just like,
sounds like one of the horror adverts on the packet of cigarettes. Like, if you don't stop smoking, you'll get cancer and your penis will fall off and then you'll die. And then like next thing you know, it's like, so you got cancer. Oh my god! And then your dick falls off. Oh my god! And then you just die. It's like, they were right.
yeah, well, apparently the 82-year-old man waited 12 months to tell doctors about the ulcer on his penis, and then it kind of fell off.
So, 82 years old. Oh, okay. So it wasn't like he was 12 or something.
No, it wasn't like you were young, but still, I love the, it's such a great clickbait title.
See, yeah, that's the thing that, 82-year-old dies of something that we used to call natural causes. And it's like, yeah, okay. A 30-year-old, his dick falls off and then he dies of cancer because his dick fell off. Okay, that's something you got to worry about. An 82-year-old can die from farting.
Yeah, well, we need to remember a hero. He died this year. In 2017, rogue Venezuelan helicopter Oscar Perez started his one-man campaign against the madness of the Venezuelan government, driving around with his friends on motorcycles to various locations, trying to stir up the people to try and fight back against Nicolas Maduro. They showed up at where he was holed up, and he live-streamed his surrender, and they shot him as he walked out.
He may as well have gone to North Sentinel Island. Silly fucker. He would have probably been better off.
I will admit, top props to the guy for trying. He's probably the last best hope Quequezuela had, but damn. They're this year also involved eating zoo animals. And in general, I believe they've defaulted on all their money to China, and it's basically turning into a complete shithole. And anybody who has the ability to walk is leaving the country.
See, yeah, this guy was actually a fucking retard right from the word go. Like, they shouldn't be.
Oh, come on. He flew a helicopter over the Capitol building and dropped fake grenades on it. That's cool.
He should have dropped real grenades. But, if he'd ever figured out anything from, someone like Che Guevara or something like that, no, your best way is to actually try and fucking bring down the government by shooting every motherfucker in sight. This guy was on a suicide mission from the word go, and he knew it. And we really shouldn't really say, okay, dumb cunts like that are on their suicide missions. Yes, let's go and fucking praise them, because that just breeds stupidity. Honestly.
They got nothing left in Venezuela. Stupidity is the only thing they got to export.
Well,
their oil refineries are literally collapsing under their own rust.
There's still a tactical advantage from not being announced. I mean, just, fucking, guerrilla warfare and all that kind of stuff. You don't really know the heads of the guerrilla factions and that kind of stuff, and they at least have a point. If you want to try and improve Venezuela and try and get into the government and all that kind of stuff, you need to get rid of everybody, not the monkey at the head like this idiot did, because there's just a whole shit ton of lackeys that are still fucking willing to shoot the helicopter down or arrest this cunt and then execute the idiot. He's an idiot.
Well, this next article's for you. Like I said, you were getting ahead of us. Hold on, loading. Police force brings in patronizing and insulting have a cry space for menopausal female officers. Nottinghamshire, the same town that brought you it's illegal to talk to a woman if you're a man. Yes, they passed that as a law. Says that they're making a have a cry space for menopausal female officers.
All I can think about is like the 1920s and 30s movies where you had the fat bloke who was semi athletic. Yeah, he was just a big bloke. He had a big gut, and he grabbed the Sheila. It's like, hey, you calm down. Quack, quack. Hey, you calm down yet? Whack, whack. Now sit down and have a calm down. That's the kind of shit that, Sean Connery was talking about when he said sometimes you need to smack a bitch up. Fucking. Oh, there's police officers who need to sit down in a cool room for why you coppers in the first place? Oh my fucking god. You're the kinds of cunts that have fucking turn around and say to someone who literally has written on them so others may live, you call them a terrorist. You stupid bitches, why the fuck are you in the police force for? Oh, but I want to make my community nice and safe. And then when you get out there and find that your community is well and truly willing to go and smack a bitch up, you're like, I need a safe space. Oh, where? Well, what the fuck are you doing in the cops? In the first, you get the fuck out. Piss off. Fuck off. Go on. See you later. Go away. Stupid bloody goddamn.
I think the real problem is if I was a woman, I'd be insulted as hell, but I don't know what the hell's going on in Nottinghamshire. That place is just, it's like a nexus of social justice. All the wackiest legalese comes out of that little town. It's just bizarre.
Well, the thing of it is that, like, women in general, right? They look at me like I'm fucking Ted Bundy, but they'd rather go out with someone who would actually kill them. And a lot of, like, this domestic violence and all this kind of stuff basically proves is that they wouldn't give me the time of day in the street, but they'd happily go home and fuck the guy who's going to pour petrol over him, stab him the fuck, and maybe set fire to him. We had a fire out at Wingham where a body was found recently, like in the last 2 days. And I'm sitting there going, oh, God, please be that person. Please be that person. They haven't released the name of it yet, but I'm just hoping to fuck that there is one Sheila in Wingham that fucking is in the middle of that fire, and then she got a fucking, because basically she'd just gonna fuck with my mental health, and she decided that fucking I was a fucking fair game, and then told the police that yes, someone like me should be called a fucking terrorist and be treated the way that I am, and all this kind of shit. Now I have no services, the stuff that fucking is my backup pretty much. And she's the bitch that fucking caused all that. Fuck her. She can die because, as far as I'm concerned, she's caused many more deaths by proxy of her being alive.
Interesting.
Simple as that. Simple as that. And these bitches that fucking do join the police, and there is about, like, especially the ones that are like built like a twig. And yes, there are some of those in there. Oh, but you've got to fucking obey me because of the badge. Not everyone's like that. And some people will go you because you have a badge. Some people will take advantage of the size that you are and the fact that they're 3 times your size. And what are you going to do then? Oh, I'll pull my gun. Bang, bang. They're just taking it out of your hand. Oh, I'll go for my taser. Bang, bang. That's out of your hand. What are you going to do now? Too bad, because you've already copped 4 fists to the face and now you're knocked the fuck out of the ground. What are you going to do then? You're fucking screwed. Like, people like that should not be in those positions. I don't be in that position because I know for a fact I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to have to deal with fuckwits on a day-to-day basis. But stupid people like that, and women included, because they let women into the police force and let them do that kind of a job, some of those dumb fucks have been told that yes, you can be. Yes, don't worry, the badge will. And I've even heard a story where, like, there was a dude and a female police officer went to a job, and the female was having the shit kicked out of her while the fucking male was cowering in the police car, fucking calling for help like a faggot. And he had a gun, a taser, and fucking pepper spray and a baton on even like the coward cocksucker fucking. But then again, the cowards would come to me and call me a fucking terrorist as opposed to going after actual fucking terrorists. But then again, like that's no. If you're built like a fucking toothpick, you should not be in the police. If you're built like a woman, you should not be in the police. Unless you're a gigantic diesel dyke that can fucking hold your own against most blokes, yeah, sure, go for it. But fucking, little girlies that, love little tea parties.
Now you're kind of repeating yourself here. We got 2 left.
Yeah.
We got 2 articles left.
No,
Let's get. You're kind of circling here.
Any of those cunts that fucking want to do it, whatever they get, they fucking deserve.
At any rate, we got 2 left. Let's move on here. At the start of this year, we had the whole Count Dankula BS. It finally came to a head, and they finally found him guilty of the hate crime of trying to use a cute little pug to trick people into gassing football stadiums full of people. No, the Crown actually made that argument. This is how you know something seriously broken in the UK. It's just, well, I'm glad that, he started to actually get more political, because Count Dankula, nobody knew who he was until after this. It's the Streisand effect. As soon as people started complaining about it, he became popular.
It's not really the UK, it's actually Scotland more than anything else. Because, like the United Kingdom is part of the Commonwealth and all that kind of stuff, but Scotland itself, if it was south of the border, they probably would have figured out how stupid it was and wouldn't have done it.
Quite possibly. Well, just felt like it needed to be wrapped up. And last thing, which is kind of, we're just using this as a topic to talk about it. Women cheat because they love their husbands and want to save their marriages, according to new book. What the hell has happened this past year that is pushing cuckoldry and cheating on your husband and just having inappropriate sex and pushing pedophilia and every form of just do it and have fun sex out there is getting promoted? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's like there are people out there who say, go do all that stuff that's going to destroy your self-esteem and ruin your relationships. And because, you don't need to restrain yourself. You know who tells you that? Somebody who tells you just do whatever's fun and makes sense. It's somebody who wants you to self-destruct. It's somebody who's hoping to eliminate you as competition.
Well, no, I did read a lot. A few months ago, an article where that actually said that like women who cheat are habitual liars and they lie more than just in relationships and whatnot. And I thought to myself, yep, judging by my first ex, that's about right. And when my first ex was going through university and all this kind of stuff, she was trying to perpetuate the whole, women have the empowerment. And women are this, and they can cheat, but like they can make up the rules about cheating and all this kind of stuff. And well, funnily enough, she ended up fucking this bloke from university who probably was fucking about 15 different people while he was rooting her. But he was totally fine with her having an open relationship and all that kind of stuff. And well, you know what? Now she's almost 40 and she hasn't had a kid yet. Well, what was that? Idiocracy. So, yeah, she's a professional woman. Hasn't had kids yet. Every fucking dead shit that I knew from fucking Mount Druitt and all those places out of Bucktown, and they've all had kids and they're all retards. So, idiocracy. Shit. Oh, that's right. We've got Trump as a president. Idiocracy. Hey.
Yeah. Well, I just want to read this part because I think this is a good place to wrap up here. One woman Walker interviewed said she made her decision when she realized taking care of yourself wasn't good enough replacement for sex. while another wife said it took her kneeling on her knees, sobbing for her to realize she had to cheat or I will leave him. But, yeah, basically it's a bunch of women saying, the reason I'm cheating is because it's his fault. That's the summary. I'm doing it for him. What level of crazy doublethink do you have? Okay, let me assure you, if you actually believe that, tell your husband. Oh, you think he's not going to buy it? Then maybe that's because you're full of shit. Because if you've got to hide it, chances are it's wrong. Just letting you know. If you're hiding something, it's not good. Okay, I'm letting you know.
Let me guess. Are these chicks in their 30s?
They say that the most likely to cheat is woman in her 40s.
40s? Oh.
Yeah, but although 30s as well.
Well, the 40s are the ones that are too slow to keep up. The 30s are the ones that lose their shit. This is something I learned, is that, like, women in their 30s lose the fucking plot. They just, like, that's the reason why you got shit tons of 30-year-old women going, there's no good men out there. There's no men that want me for me. And there's no men that... No, because you're a fucking loon. And no cunt wants a bar of you. That's why they want cougars or cunts that are barely legal.
Well, here's what happens. See, when men are just starting out, they're fixer-uppers. And if a woman joins him when he's just starting his career, then you're with him during the career phase, and he trusts you. See, those women put in the effort. You, on the other hand, are going on to Ashley Madison to cheat your ass off because, you had to settle. And you've still got this weird belief that you're somebody special when you're not. You're just like everybody else. But no.
Also, too, women get the choice in the men. It's not the other way around. Like, I don't care how much of a fucking financially applicable fucking monkey that you are, or how fucking good looking you are. It's women who choose. And this is where I go on about domestic violence and all this kind of stuff. The fact that there is a massive plethora of women getting the bejesus beaten out of them, stabbed and burnt, and God knows fucking else what, is like, well, you chose them. And I can safely say that because I've had quite a few female friends where I've said that the bloke you're going out with is a fucking fuckwit and an arsehole and you should have nothing to do with him. Oh, why can't you just be happy for me? Well, because he's an arsehole, a fuckwit, and he's probably going to stab you and burn you, but nah. More to the point, no cunt's happy for me nowadays. That's the excuse I'm giving nowadays. But women get the choice in the matter. They get to choose the person. If they don't like it, well, too bad, so sad. They chose wrong. They get a black eye, not my fault.
Well, yeah, bad choices do happen a lot, unfortunately, and it's mostly because I'm going to say it right here. I bet you all the ones that are doing are ones that didn't have dad around, where mom divorced dad and took the kids away, and so she didn't have dad to stick around and go, "Yo, that guy, he's an asshole. Don't go out with him."
Probably.
I'm sorry, but it's what happens. I mean, it's not everybody. # not all, but. Yeah, I mean, it's happened enough time. It's become a stereotype, daddy issues. At any rate, this is the last one of pretty much a summary of the past year. I fear 2019 is going to be even worse. But, God. Let's just keep slugging through this. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but who said it was going to get better? Anyway, and it's been real. It's been fun. I think it's been kind of fun. It's been a great past year here. First full year doing the rant thing. And hopefully from this point on, we're going to be ranting here until we accidentally get Mad Dodge Productions banned from YouTube because we're idiots. No, sorry, Mad Dodge. Sorry about that,
No. We gotta be a bit more about the whole niggers and Jews and kikes and fucking slopeheads and to get him banned.
Nah, well, hopefully it won't. At any rate, Any last words before we head out, Freddie?
Baby